Hello, hello. Hi, friends. This is Marina Shepelsky. I'm here with you on this lovely, sunny summer Wednesday morning. I'm here doing a live, as usual, on Wednesday on Instagram and on Facebook and YouTube. Just fixing my camera just a little bit because I'm seeing myself. Perfect. I'm going to give some time for people to join in, and you can post your questions in the comments after I discuss the news, after we talk about what happened this week with U.S. immigration. I will happily answer your questions. The world of U.S. immigration doesn't stop. So something is always happening every day. I'm going to say hi to Code 1. Hello, Marina. Hi, Code. How are you? And you can ask your questions. Again, I will get to them in a few minutes. For now, let's talk about this new tool that USCIS rolled out this week, that if you have a case filed, for example, you filed for a work permit, you filed for a green card, you filed for naturalizations, for naturalization application, USCIS will schedule you for biometrics for your fingerprints. Once they do, what if they schedule it on a day you have to work or do something else, so you won't be around? You can now open your own USCIS account. It's called My USCIS. And through there, you can reschedule your biometrics appointment all by yourself. You don't have to call anyone. You will pick a new date. You will pick a new time. You will give them a cell phone number or an email, and they will email you a brand new fingerprint letter, biometrics letter. You print it out, and you take the new biometrics invitation letter with you to the center, and they will print you there. They will take your biometrics on the new date. You don't need to call them directly anymore. You can just do this in your new account. So that's going to be really great. I think it's going to reduce the time that people are calling them significantly, because that comes out, believe it or not, all the time. And people get it late sometimes because of mail. The mail arrives late and you got your biometrics appointment already after the fact of the appointment. The appointment was on March 3rd. You got the letter March 10th. That happens all the time. So this will be really helpful, and I'm very excited about it, and I wanted to share that with you first. So that's good news. A little bit bad news. The new rules, the new immigration restrictions in the state of Florida are starting to make themselves very apparent. So in Florida, the driver's licenses issued to undocumented immigrants in other states, for example, somebody might have a New York driver's license or New Jersey driver's license. And if the driver's license says on it, not for identification or for driving privileges only, that means that the person didn't prove their immigration status. They only issued the driver's license so the person can drive. And in the state, it is an ID. But in Florida, they will no longer accept those driver's licenses. And that is 5 states' driver's licenses will no longer be considered in Florida. The Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles said Wednesday that licenses from Connecticut, Delaware, New York and New Jersey are not on the list. I take it back. So these are the states. Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Rhode Island, and Vermont driver licenses issued to undocumented immigrants can no longer be used in Florida if the driver is undocumented. Now, another big piece of news is that USCIS is now seriously considering making the citizenship test harder. It's going to be harder, the citizenship test. I'm just going live on Instagram now. I just realized that I wasn't logged into on Instagram. Hi, friends on Instagram. Just waiting for you to join and post your questions. One moment. I'm going to log into Instagram on my computer so that I can see the questions there. Hi, everyone on Instagram. Just to really quickly summarize the news, because I didn't realize I wasn't live on Instagram until the second. Just to summarize the good immigration news, the good news was that USCIS released a new tool that you can use inside your personal USCIS account that you can open for free with USCIS. Add all your applications to your My USCIS account. And if you got biometrics appointment, you can reschedule it by yourself right inside the My USCIS account. That was good news. Bad news is Florida is no longer accepting driver's licenses issued in Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Rhode Island, and Vermont, because those sometimes are issued to undocumented immigrants. So if you are an undocumented immigrant and you were able to get a driver's license in Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Rhode Island, or Vermont, Florida will not recognize your driver's license, and you can get a ticket for driving without a license. You can get citations, and potentially might even get arrested by ICE if they check your license and you're not legal and it's a cop. They might pass you right over to ICE. So be careful going to Florida or driving to Florida if you're an undocumented person. If you get stopped, they might just pass you off to ICE. Hella says hello on Instagram. Steven says hello. I'm just waiting to finish up my news and more people to join. Oh, Janelle Gopi says good morning. Dee says good day. I'm going to wait for a couple more people to join. We will go through our news and then I will begin answering your questions live. So far, we have some people watching on Instagram. Thank you and hello. Waiting for some more people to join. Okay, let's move on with our news. As I started to say earlier, the U.S. citizenship test could get harder now. And what happened was USCIS has their naturalization test. It's been unchanged since, I think it's like 2008. It's been 12 years. Trump tried to make it much harder. They actually started to institute it, and then as soon as Biden came to the office, he canceled that new naturalization test, completely canceled it. So we went back to using the old test. Now, USCIS wants to make the new test harder by adding two new things. Number one, they want to add a speaking part. So right now, to test your English speaking ability, the officer basically like reviews your application like this. They take your application, they review it with you, and they ask you the questions from the application. If you can answer, you pass. If you didn't answer, you fail, basically. Okay? They want to put a basically completely new speaking part to the naturalization test, but they will show you a picture of something, and they will say, describe it verbally. People are saying it might be really hard. Some people are not good speakers. It's not even about English. They just can't verbally describe something very well. And people have different intellect and abilities, and they're nervous. Anyway, the second part that they want to add or change is that the civics part could become multiple choice. So right now they ask you 10 questions and you have to answer 6 correctly. It's just a short answer, one answer. They want to change it so that they will ask you the question and you will have choice A, choice B, choice C, and D for your reply, and you have to pick one out of A, B, C, D. That's like a standardized way of testing, and I'm not sure that this is like really easy. I think it's going to be much harder than the one answer. And advocates like myself for immigrant rights are worried. Experts say that the speaking part, especially, and the multiple choice questions will require a significantly higher level of language proficiency and test taking skill. Now, test taking skill is not the same as understanding English. You understand that, right? I took, because I wanted to be a doctor a long time ago, I took the medical school entrance test called the MCAT, and then I took the law school entrance test, and that was called an LSAT. And for both, I took a 4-month course where I went every single day and I studied the way you study for a really hard exam. And I did well on both. You know, I just happened to like law better. But that was me. I finished college. I went to one of the best schools in the world. I went to New York University for my bachelor's degree. I was a very well-read person, and I went to school just to pass the test, separately from my regular school. So imagine how hard it is for an immigrant who maybe never even went to school here to take a standardized test like that. They didn't go to college here. They didn't take a course. It's going to be super hard for them. All right. So what else did I want to say today? I think as far as news goes, that's all I had prepared for today. Those were really major, and we talked about everything. And if you want to read more information on each of these, we have a great blog on our website, shepelskylaw.com. And you could just Google shepelskylaw.com, immigration news. You will see our blog. And I personally write these most of the time. And then we have some lawyers in the office helping with some of these too. But if you want more details about the new draconian driver's license situation in Florida or the new biometrics tools, check out our blog. Also, if you're watching on Instagram, next time check us out on YouTube. I have a great channel with a lot of videos explaining how to do Asylum or VAWA, what's the difference between this and that, on our YouTube channel, Marina Shepelsky. And I also have a Tic Tac channel if you want to laugh a little bit, you want to see me dance a little. Check us out on TikTok for immigration attorney Marina Shepelsky. Just Google Marina Shepelsky. My hashtag on TikTok, Shepelsky Law, has around 17 million views right now. So my videos were viewed at least 17 million times. And that's only when I remember to put that hashtag in. So imagine how many views I had even before. I didn't start putting that in until I think this year, 2023. So it's really cool. I'm very proud of my TikTok account. It's very serious. I don't just dance there. I explain very good free information. So check us out on TikTok. Let's get into your questions. I'm very excited. I didn't do my show last week because of the holiday. So I missed you guys and I missed answering these. Mani Kumar says, good morning, Marina, and good to see you. Mani Kumar, good morning. So the first question is from Manish. Hi, madam. I submitted my fingerprints for my VAWA case back on April 5, and I'm waiting for my permit. How long will it take? So from April 5, about 1 year, roughly. It could take 9 months. It could take 8 months. It could also take a year and a half, but approximately give it 1 year. Dee wants to know on YouTube, how long does an I-601A waiver taking? Thanks in advance. From what I see, between 2.5 to 3 years. It could be even a little more. Some people get lucky, it's a little less. Okay, next question from Christofina Sali. Hi, Marina. So when should I file for my children's paperwork because they were added in my VAWA application? When should I file for them to join me? Should I wait for the I-360 to be approved or when? You need to wait for the I-360 to be approved. As soon as it's approved, you file something called Form I-824, I-824. That will cause their cases to be sent to the consular processing, and they should get their green cards and come and join you within like a year and a half. It's not going to be like super quick, but yes, you have to wait for your VAWA to be approved. Or some people actually, I take it back. I've had cases. I just remembered that I discussed this at my recent ALA seminar. I've had cases where we waited, and then my colleague said, "Don't bother to wait. As soon as the I-360 is filed and you have the receipt, file the I-824 right away. This way you won't lose time." Okay, So actually, if you want to ask your attorney who filed for you for the VAWA to file the I-824 for your kids now, it's okay too. That's like sort of a new rule. So go for it. File now. Don't wait. Pella says, please, what is the current processing time for I-730? I love it when you ask me this because I get to share my screen. So let's go. I'm going to go to the new tab. New tab. All right. USCIS.gov. Oh, I missed that. You go right to USCIS. You go to processing times. You can check yourself in a month or so. Processing times. Right on USCIS. Oh, okay. You went to check case processing times. You find I-730 here on the list. It's a refugee asylee relative petition. And let's say you're from Nebraska. Your case is being processed in Nebraska. The I-730 processed in Nebraska. The website is not working for me today. Oh, USCIS. Their website is a little bit not working today. Okay, I-730 is taking about 13 months, a little over a year, if it's in Nebraska. If you ended up in Texas, your I-730 will take about 22 and a half, almost 2 years. So if you lucked out for Nebraska, about 13 months. If you didn't luck out so much, your petition is in Texas, 22 months, 22 and a half months. Okay, so that's the answer to this question. Stephen wants to know, Stephen Jin, how can I get myself into an immigration court to apply for cancellation removal for non-LPR in the case that I applied for asylum, but I was denied when I was holding an F1 visa? It's a good question. I don't know how far your denial got. Probably it sounds like USCIS. So you got denied by USCIS. You could probably refile or write them asking to reopen your case for asylum. There's no other way to end up in removal proceedings other than usually there's no way ending up in asylum. I guess you could ask USCIS, you could write a letter to USCIS about your asylum case and say you request an interview again, update your application, refile it. I might have to do a little research on this, Stephen. It's not so easy. So if you'd like, schedule a consultation with us. There's a number on the bottom of the screen. Give us a call and we'll be happy to help you figure this out. Not an easy question. Not like when people ask me about processing times, Stephen. I might have to do a little research, but from what I think, write a letter to USCIS, maybe refile for asylum, and when you refile, you would include all the information about your other case too. So this way, when it gets to USCIS, they will actually call you again. We'll see what happens. Give us a call for a consultation. Vic wants to know, he says, I met a girl in Nigeria and I want her to come to visit me in the US. What visa should I apply? Start by applying for a tourist visa, a regular visitor visa. It's called B1. You can apply right on the website for U.S. consulate in Nigeria. If that gets denied, then you might try a fiance visa. For a fiance visa, you're inviting her to come and spend 90 days with you. And if everything goes well, you will get married in 3 months, 90 days in the US. When you're here, she'll get a social and all that. Now, to file a fiance visa, you have to have pictures to show you met in person and the proof of the dating and the relationship. So let's start for now. Let's go easy and start with an easier option of a tourist visa. There's no guarantee that you will get the tourist visa, but you can at least try and start there. Code 1 says, I got my I-130 approved. So this is a family petition. It was approved and USCIS sent an email to send in my medical exam. So I think even your I-485 is getting ready to be approved. You're getting ready to be green card approved. I already sent them my medical about 3 weeks ago. How long will it take to get a response from USCIS after submitting my medical to them? I would give it another 3-4 weeks. By then, I think they will approve your green card, approve your I-485. 3-4 more weeks. Jayesh says, how long does it take to come fingerprint biometrics after applying for a U visa and getting a qualified work permit? It's been 5 months. Sometimes 2 years or more. Some of our colleagues report 2 years or more for a U visa, even for biometrics and for the work permit. Vanessa says, hello, Attorney Shepelsky. Hello. Pedro says, great stuff. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You really touched me. Thank you for these great comments. Adefemi says, good morning, Marina. I filed my I-360 VAWA and I-485 together in April last year. I did biometrics in July, so I guess it's July 2022. But until now, I'm still waiting. Is it advisable to file for work authorization while I'm waiting? You can definitely file for work authorization. You probably should have filed for it immediately. It's not too late now. And the VAWA case will take 3 years approximately, okay? Right now, VAWA is taking 33 months. That's about 3 years. Now, we file a lot of VAWAs, right? So some of our VAWAs are only taking 2 years, not 3 years. But the official response from USCIS, let me share my screen again so you don't think I'm making this up, you guys. Like you say, oh, where do you get your information from, Marina? Here we go, processing times, USCIS, okay? We go and we pull down I-360, VAWA, I-360. We pull VAWA down from the list and we put Vermont Service Center. I-360 VAWA is now taking, oh, I'm sorry, it went 30 days longer now, 34 months. So that's about 2 years. So VAWA takes about 2 years. You should get a work permit. So file for work permit right now. File I-765 form for work permit right now. That's also going to take you like probably a year. Don't think you're going to get the work permit right away, but you will get it before your VAWA is approved, probably. And then you wait for VAWA approval. Once VAWA is approved, then the next step is for the I-485 green card to be approved. All right. I hope that was helpful. So it's normal that you're still waiting, and do file for the work authorization right now. Pedro says, I'm waiting for my appeal for 3 years on my asylum case, still nothing. Yeah, appeals take 3 to 4 years sometimes. The good news is, Pedro, that you should hear from them within a few months. It's coming up. Code 1 says, will I pay some fees to National Visa Center after I got my I-130 approval? If they're asking you for medical, it looks like you don't have to pay anything. You just have to wait for your green card to be approved. Don't do anything with the NVC right now. Don't do anything with NVC right now. Pedro says, I just bought the property. If I get deported, will they take my property, or what happens? If you get deported, first of all, let's talk about getting deported. No one is actually going to come to your house to physically deport you. And if you're worried about that, you could just move right now, right? They don't have those kinds of resources. So if you lose your appeal, Pedro, because you asked me about the appeal, right? If you lose your appeal, that means officially on paper you were deported. But I don't think they're going to come and deport you physically, unless you get into trouble like a criminal. You know, if you get arrested criminally, if they see that you're arrested criminally and on your record you have like deportation, you know, on your record you have deportation, then yes, they will deport you. But until then, all it is a paper that you were deported, a judge's order. So I wouldn't worry about it. And if you want, once you hear back about your appeal, give us a call. We'll see what's the next step. If you get approved or denied, either way, we'll be happy to help you. Our phone number is on the bottom of the screen. DTPK, DTPK says, hi, what documents to add to asylum case if police persecuted me? If you had like a written letter from the police to come and see you, or whatever, then that's what you add to the case. Anthony on Instagram says, Anthony Sennett, good morning. My I-360 got approved. Congratulations. I'm on R1, so you have the religious visa approved. Can I go ahead to the next stage? Yes, you can file for a green card now by filing for the I-485, and you need to be like in status right now. Or if you're outside of the United States, if your I-360 was approved, then they will send your case to the consulate for an interview. All right. So let us know how that goes. Okay. F baby wants to know good morning. Oh, it's just saying good morning, great attorney. Greetings from Minnesota. Hi, I'm in New Jersey. How are you? Code one says, I know someone who's been in US since 2006, no status. Is there any way to get a green card? It's a good question. If they have kids born here, we can talk to them. If they have a spouse who's a citizen or green card holder, we can talk to them. There's some options to legalizing, but it's very hard to say during a show without knowing a lot of things that we usually will ask them for a consultation. So have them reach out to me for a consultation. I will be happy to help. And by the way, before I answer Mani Kumar, we have a great team of attorneys waiting for you guys to do a consultation. Just give us a call and schedule. The number is below. Mani says, my VAWA case has been active now for 700 days. I want to apply for a divorce with my abused wife. I'm afraid she might cause more problems since she knows where I and my kid live. Please advise. You could wait until VAWA is approved if you want. There's no rush to get divorced, but you also can file for divorce now. It's not going to affect your VAWA case. And personally, if I file the VAWA and you live in a state that allows divorce based on abuse or cruel treatment, do file for divorce based on abuse and cruel treatment. And that divorce will help you with your VAWA case because it's going to be a court order, your divorce judgment, saying that, yes, you were abused. This was a bad marriage. Yasser Ibrahim says, hi, Marina. Thank you for your great show. Is debt settlement of bankruptcy affecting green card application for you visa holder and the public charge? The public charge, no, right? The debt settlement won't affect you. Bankruptcy is a federal court filing. That does go on your record. So debt settlement, no. Bankruptcy might affect you because it shows to them that maybe you're not like stable. And public charge does not bother you visa at all. Hannah says, good morning. Hi, Marina. Lilia Paquin says, hi, Marina. Where should I fill out I-408 and how long? I have no idea. Where? What do you mean? I don't get where. You mean like where to send it in? This is a waiver of diplomatic rights and privileges. There's instructions and it tells you where to file. Okay. Here's the link. Lilia, in the comments below. Just see this link. It says where to file. I posted in the comments, okay? If you were asking me where to mail it, where to submit it. Vic says, hi, I'm in a relationship with a girl in Nigeria. Okay, so I answered already. Ella says, good morning, Miss Marina. Do you think USCIS will scrutinize removal conditions more if you were granted 2-year green card very fast with no interview, granted card in 6 months? It's the same. It's not going to be more. It's not like they're checking if yours was granted quickly, but somebody else it took 1.5 years. It's the same process for everyone, so don't even worry about it. Ella says, good, thank you so much. Hi, says Iksan Ulhag, hello. He says, how are you, madam? I'm very well. Thank you for asking. Lilia says, hi, Marina. Okay, another question. Where should I apply for adjustment of status in case I need to file I-508 along with I-56. I don't know off the top of my head. I would do a consultation. It's not like every day that we get people with diplomatic privileges. Let's do a consultation and we can decide, okay? I will do the research. My people will look it up for you. We'll find out. Malene Bowman says, good day. I'm asking this question. If my niece rents somewhere for me and I'm getting married, can she write a letter for me and my husband that she rents a place for us? Yeah, why not? If she pays your like rent or rent something for you, sure. Fluffy Roy says, ma'am, I would like to ask when the implementation of the Dignity Act. Oh, thank you for asking. So end of May, Congress announced that they're working on a proposal for a law. It's just suggestion right now. Proposal. This will legalize people who've been here over 5 years, 7 years, you pay like a penalty fee, and eventually after 7 years, you can apply for a green card. It has not passed yet. We don't know when. There's no information. Steven says, is there a parole for someone who's overstaying in US but plans to travel outside of US? Yes, it's called advanced parole. Oh wait, overstaying in US meaning you don't have any status. I'm sorry, if you don't have any status and you wish to apply for a parole, there's no parole. Vic says, any advice of increased chances on tourist visa from Nigeria? Not anything good. I don't have any good advice, sorry. Again, about the Dignity Act, I just talked about this. We don't know when it will go into effect or if they will even pass it. So all I've been doing is just talking about what they have suggested, what they've proposed, but no information as to when and where it will pass or if it will pass at all. Hannah says, hi, Marina. My family won the diversity lottery. But my husband will need a waiver to get his visa. Is there a time limit to apply for this waiver? Yeah, you have to apply within the year that you won the green card. And if you don't get approved for the waiver, which you might not, they're so delayed, you're going to be out of luck. Khan says, good morning. Hi there. How are you? So Malene wants to know about write a letter for you. Yes. So your niece can write a letter for you if she rents for you, Malene. Vital L says, hello, can my mom, who's a green card holder, file a family petition I-130 form for me, her son, who is 21 or older, but I overstayed my visa for 1 month. Do I need to leave the US for the interview or can I do it here in US? Your direct question is, can she file? Yes. Will it work? No. If you're here already, your category is not immediate, so you would normally have to leave US for the interview because you overstayed for 1 month right now, and if you don't leave, it's going to be much longer. You won't get it here. So if it's only 1 month so far, if you leave right now and your mom files for you and you wait in your country for 8 years for your visa to become available, the 1 month might not be a problem. If you're planning to wait here, it's not going to work. So if you're here and you're planning to stay here, this petition by your mom will not help you. If you leave right now and you only have 1 month out of status, 30 days will probably not be a problem for you in 8 years when you're interviewing at the consulate while you've been in your country all this time. Odeon Albeidi says, hi, I have filed for U visa since September 2018. I just did biometrics and nothing since then. You know what year they're processing for U visa? I can tell you right now, U visas. So I'm going to share my screen and you can do this by yourself soon. Okay. Share screen. Back to processing times. I-198, 918. Petition for U visa is 918, I-918. Okay, and let's say you're in Nebraska. From the time you filed, currently it's taking 60 months, 5 years to get the U visa approved. So if you filed in 2018, It's almost 5 years. You should hear back from them maybe September, October. Okay? You should hear something back very soon. This fall, hopefully, you'll get an answer about your U visa. Okay? There. Okay. Danny says, hi, can a person just keep on renewing their work permit with an VAWA if he's inadmissible for a green card? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, if you can't get a green card and you're not able to do a waiver, you could just keep renewing your VAWA-based work permit. IK says, good morning, Marina. My case is in court and it was terminated without prejudice. What does it mean? What I should do next? Can I get a work permit? Your court case was about deportation, right? If you filed for asylum before and your case was terminated, that means you are no longer in active deportation, but without prejudice means they could start it again, but usually they don't. Now, as to your work permit, if you had it before based on asylum, you won't have it anymore because your court case where the asylum was your defense from deportation is done. It's closed. And other than like getting married to a US citizen or like something like that, there's nothing you can do to get the work permit right now. So the asylum-based work permit, that's done. You won't get it again right now. Your case was terminated, closed. No more deportation case, but also no more asylum case. So you're like without status right now. You have no status, but at least you're not getting deported. FK says, hi, Marina. Hope you're doing well. FK wants to know, is it possible to expedite I-131 form? That's advanced parole travel application when you have a VAWA case. Yes, it is. You need to have an emergency and it should be documented. So you need a paperwork. You need a letter that your VAWA case is pending and you have an emergency in the country where you need to travel, like somebody's dying, a funeral, somebody's very sick, and you have to prove they're like your mom or your dad, somebody super close to you, and then you can expedite. You chat with Emma on the bot, Emma, the chat bot on the website, or you can call them and ask them to expedite. They will consider it. They will ask you probably to email them your paperwork, why it needs to be expedited, and they will tell you if they approve or not. Fluffy Royce with the cutest cat ever says, hi, ma'am. I would like to ask if there's a chance to be legal here if I study for a master's degree and when the Dignity Active program will be implemented. Thank you and God bless. If you're in status and you get a master's degree through school, yes, you can get an F1 visa, be a student and study. That's not going to get you a green card, but it's a visa. The Dignity program, I don't know. If you are now not in status, you won't be able to get a student visa. Pedro says, thank you. I'm in LA. We work with clients from every state, and I always talk about that. Pedro, you're welcome. Even if you're California, we work with clients in every state: California, Hawaii, Texas, Missouri, whatever. Kamuji says, good morning to my favorite lawyer, Camus from Atlanta. Hi there. Stephen says, will getting a Canadian permanent residence affect the application for cancellation of removal? Yes, it will. If you have a place to go, they will not give you cancellation. They will tell you to just go to Canada. This is what the judge was going to say. You will have to go. Ella says, thank you for answering my question. Lilia, thank you much, Marina. Thank you much, dear Marina. Have a wonderful, blessed day. You too, Lilia. You too. Hi again, says Mani Kumar. Is anyone go to USCIS or Homeland Security to make things up and complain about applicants if they have identity in hand? Usually will call or write a complaint on you or anyone else. Yeah, somebody can like make a complaint on you, and sometimes USCIS takes it seriously. I don't think they will take like an in-person, but you can now do it on the website. You can email them or call them. One more question. I'm about to finish up here, although I got a good questions today. Quabena says, hi, Marina, my green card interview done almost 4 years now. I wait to hear from USAF and nothing. Quabena, your case is perfect for something called writ of mandamus. We can help you get the answer, but we would have to sue USCIS. It's not as bad as you think. We file in court. We say to the court, you have to force them to make a decision. As soon as it's filed, they will probably give you a decision. Give us a call. We're doing a lot of these right now, a lot. Writ of mandamus, Corbena Darko. Give us a call, 718-769-6352. We do paid consultation. The fee for the consultation will be included in your writ of mandamus legal fee. Viraj says, I overstayed in the US in 2.5 years when we moved back to India now more than 10 years ago. Now, if you moved 10 years or more, if you left US 10 years or more, then by now you should be able to get a tourist visa. So your question is, can you get a tourist visa? Yes, I think so. Paris is the most beautiful and amazing lawyer. I have some questions for you. I got asylum granted 1 month ago, but I don't know what to do. Please tell me what's next. Nothing. You do nothing. It will, they will send you a letter by mail soon. It's going to take another 2 months, Paris. And they will give you a letter that says you have now status. You're an asylum holder. It will look like a letter, but it's an I-94 asylum status letter. It's coming. If nothing happens within like 3 months, give it some time. Marina, he wants to know when I'm doing my Russian stream right after this at 12 o'clock today. FK says, thank you. Fluffy writes, my last question today, Fluffy. Hi, ma'am. If you are undocumented and you stayed here already around 3 years, will it help to find an employer to petition for you? There's no way. After 3 years, the only thing that can help is marriage to a U.S. citizen, abusement in a U.S. citizen or green card holder marriage, or if something changes in your home country, asylum. Thank you for watching, guys. You've been awesome. Thank you for all your wonderful questions. Oh, wait, there's some more questions. I'm sorry. 2 more minutes. Instagram questions. Nadi says on Instagram, can I get a Section 8 housing or government public assistance if you are on asylum pending? You're fine. You can. You can get Section 8. You can get public assistance if you're asking for asylum because you're a humanitarian asylum seeker. Can anybody apply for work permit with a pending asylum? Yes, you can apply for your own asylum, Nadi. I'm sorry, your own work permit based on asylum. You do need a lawyer, but if you can figure out how to do it yourself, it is not mandatory for a lawyer to file. You can do your own form I-65, I-765, all right? It won't harm your asylum case to apply for public housing, and you don't need a lawyer. Just fill out I-765, and asylum pending is C08 as your category. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you for today, guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.